Hello YouTube, we are continuing our playthrough of PioFiore today. Watch me struggle to make difficult choices blindly in Yang's route to try and get a good ending. You can watch me play at twitch.tv/Pinker NeonNova. Enjoy the video! You'll notice I did update the love interest bar and meter underneath. You now see that we have Yang set up. So now he's down there. Our love interest is the only one who's highlighted. Oh, I don't know if you guys heard that. There we go. And let's go. Woo! The day after Yang gifted me the Cheongsam inside. But hurry. I entered the dining hall in the Cheongsam that Yang ordered. I felt a breeze around my legs. The slit was higher than I anticipated, so my thighs were exposed with every step. It was so embarrassing. As soon as Lan saw me, her eyes twinkled as she yelled out, "Wow, so cute. You're so beautiful. You look so good. I'm surprised." You look good. Lan's size was too small on you, especially around the chest. Why are you looking at my chest, Faye? What's that supposed to mean, Faye? Just have hope for the future. The other men didn't know how to react, watching Yang carefully. Seeing that he wasn't particularly upset, they all looked relieved and spoke up. "Missy, you sure look good in that." "Good stuff. Try lifting your leg a little, just like that." "Hey, that's vulgar. Cut it out, okay?" "Ow, you don't have to get so mad. It's just friendly chatter." "Did Yang give you that dress? Are you happy? Do you like it?" "Well, personally, I feel a bit shy about wearing it. But I think it's a very lovely dress. It's beautiful." "I meant it. If I weren't the one wearing it, I would have said it from the beginning." Yeah. Did you hear that, Yang?" Yang completely ignored Lan's excitement. Oh, and meanwhile, we're going to watch that. Envoy. Huh? This is Orlok. Okay. I heard a bird tapping on the window with its beak. "Welcome back." I opened the window to let the carrier pigeon in. I took the note from its foot and read the message. "Your Excellency." I sighed with relief, impressed by his decision. None of the Laoshi believed in God, the heathens. That's rude. His Excellency's decision is sound. I never questioned or felt resistance towards any orders he has given me. But there is one thing. Lily. I'm worried to leave her in that place. As you should be. Yang completely ignored Lan's excitement. Maybe it was because he had just woken up, or that he was wholly uninterested. I'm sure it's a little of both. I changed my mind. This Cheongsam wasn't a good gift at all. During our meal, Yang had me on his lap and occasionally put his hand through the slit to stroke my thigh. Of course he did. That's why he got it. I somehow finished my meal and Yang let me off his lap. I sighed with relief.
Yang, I need to talk to you about that ship. As soon as Yang heard that, he looked at me. Go back to the room.
Yes, I will.
Ever since I had arrived here, Yang rarely sent me back to the room like this. But if I were to listen in on their conversation,
I'd expose myself to greater danger.
I didn't know what was going on, but I did as Yang instructed and left the dining hall.
Hey, wait, Pink.
I was walking down the hallway when Lan and Faye followed me. I'm really sorry about what happened with the dress yesterday. I didn't mean to get you in trouble.
It's fine. I understand.
That's right. Yang's the one with the problem here.
Oh, Faye.
I thought about Faye's comment. Was he that particular about my clothing? I was surprised to see Yang get so angry.
Oh God. I forgot how stressful these choices get.
Was I surprised to see him get...
Yeah, he seems wholly indifferent most of the time.
Was he that particular about my clothing? I never imagined I would see him that angry. I was so scared. Yeah, he was so mad. It was really surprised me too.
Okay.
So it's unusual for Yang to be mad like that?
Yeah.
I mean, he gets mad all the time, but getting that mad is rare. Yang usually doesn't hold his emotions back, so sometimes he expresses it in unexpected ways like that. Even though we've known him a long time, he's hard to read. But I'm so glad you were safe, Pink. Yeah, I was scared for you back then. I thought you'd be killed.
Oh, thanks. Thanks.
Yeah, that's a little scary, child. Tiny child.
Huh?
So I guess I really was in danger yesterday.
Really?
Absolutely. Hearing him say that, I couldn't help but wonder how I was still alive. Maybe this is all him acting on a whim. This was the moment I truly realized that Yang had complete control over my fate. No, babe, we know that.
Hey, Pink.
I hadn't noticed my thoughts had drifted. Lan called me back to the moment.
What is it, Lan?
Stuff Vitellia that you made yesterday? Lan, that's wrong. It's Soffiatella.
Okay, sure, that's what it is now.
Soffiatella. I ate it while it was still warm. It was so delicious, so I wanted to thank you for it.
Really? I'm so glad.
I couldn't help but smile, knowing she had enjoyed it. Lan blushed and began to fidget. So if you don't mind, I'd love for you to make it again.
Sure. Ever since I arrived here, you two have been taking such good care of me. If you're okay with what I make, I'd be happy to do it any time.
Oh, yay! Thank you. If that's the case, I guess I can eat it again too. It's a waste if there's any left. These children are so cute. Lan smiled happily, and the standoffish Faye seemed happy as well. Seeing them behave as children was cute, and I felt a warmth spreading through my heart. but at the same time, I felt homesick. I wonder how everyone's doing at the church. I remembered how I used to make treats for the children at the church, so I started to feel a little lonely. After parting ways with the twins, I returned to my room and opened the book I was reading. It's difficult going about my day in a cheongsam. I'll have to be careful about the slit, and it seems very expensive, so I feel guilty wearing it on a daily basis. As such thoughts crossed my mind, I delved into the book world. Some time had passed since I had started to read. Oh! Yang suddenly barged into the room and threw what he had in a hand towards me. Without thinking, I caught it. What is this? A boat arrived from the mainland last night. I got what I had ordered. What did you order, sir? Huh? I looked down at what I was holding. This is a stuffed panda toy. Oh. I stared at its innocent eyes in confusion. Come to think of it, I remember I had a conversation about pandas in front of Yang once. Wait, did you get this for me? Beats me. I just felt like it. He imported this? Is he toying with me? Or could this be his way of showing kindness? Could that be... I had no idea what Yang's intentions were. I was deeply confused. But the panda did nothing wrong, and it's adorable. Exactly. I'll take good care of it. Thank you. Yang's expression didn't change, and he left the room without saying anything. A panda. I was alone in the room and locked eyes with the panda in my hands. It's so cute. It was so fluffy. I ran my fingers through it. As I ran my fingers through it, I couldn't help but hug it. During dinner, one of the men timidly approached Yang. Yang, do you have a moment? What is it? So Visconti soldier has arrived and is offering to sell us information. Oh, I'm sorry. This isn't something I need to report to you about. I'll deal with it on my own. He's downstairs? Yes. Bring him here. What? What? Yang is going to meet him? But, it's clear he's at the lower end of the chain. Do you still want to meet him? I figured you might ask Lee to take care of it instead. It's fine. I'm bored anyways. I'll deal with it. Then I'll return to my room. It's fine. Stay here. What? But a man who'd betray his own won't be a type to have information worth hearing. Ah. It wouldn't be a problem if you listened. That's fair. Sorry, we need coffee. Nom nom nom. Coffee, coffee, coffee. I'm a beverage goblin. I have a coffee and a water. Also, if it sounds like I'm opening a jar when I drink coffee, it's because I am. I felt awkward being present, but it wouldn't be wise to go against and upset Yang. I silently stayed where I was. The leader is going to meet me himself? The man seemed to be really surprised and looked at Yang with disbelief. Yang didn't seem to be bothered and asked his question in an indifferent tone. What do you want in exchange for this? Money. And to guarantee my safety, the Visconti will never forgive a traitor. Very well, so long as this information is worth it. At Yang's prompting gaze, the man quivered as he started to speak. Gilbert is angry about the Carmela being distributed in Creta. On the night of the next meeting, he has plans to attack you on Via Pierto. Is that all you have to say? Huh? Yeah. Ridiculous. I'm so bored. I can't even yawn. What? All that was well within my expectations. I thought you'd have something more promising. What a waste of time. What? Wait, I even told you the street name. The man pushed on, and Yang's eyes narrowed. That alone sent a chill through the air. That makes it boring. It's not even worth my time. Yang looked at the twins and pointed towards the man with his chin. Hey, do what you want with him. Okay. Gosh, you were the one who gave him the time of day. Take responsibility, Yang. When the man saw the twins take out their weapons, he turned pale. Please, let me go. Even if this information wasn't good enough for you, it doesn't mean I caused the Lao Shu any problems either, right? You wasted my precious time. Wasting the time of the Lao Shu's leader requires a fitting punishment. Wait, Yang, you don't have to kill him. He certainly hadn't committed a crime deserving of death. Yeah, he did. I couldn't help but stop him, but Yang glared at me with cold eyes. Shut up. Stop. Don't kill me. I'm not repeating that. How could he take life so easily? I could still hear the man's scream ringing in my ears. Even the table of food had splatters of blood creating ominous designs on the cloth. Traitors will be exposed sooner or later. Redford isn't that easy. He would have died anyways. Then it wouldn't matter if we killed him now. I don't understand. He would buy me a dress and a panda and all the things I needed to live here. Despite his being part of the mafia, I had begun to see a nicer side of him. How could his emotions fluctuate like this? Just because he wants to play with us doesn't mean he's not horrible. He welcomed the man in, then killed him. He doesn't even think he did anything wrong. He didn't. We'll do the cleaning. Hey, lend me a hand. Yeah. Appearing accustomed to it, the men gathered the man's ruthlessly murdered corpse and took it elsewhere. Yang didn't say anything more to me and walked out of the dining hall looking bored. Lan and Faye wiped their weapons and put them away, then looked at me frozen in place. There's no point in commenting on anything Yang does. Once he's made his decision, it won't change. You're really lucky, you know that. You butted in, but you're not dead. I guess you really are his favorite. I am. Meanwhile, discussion. That night, we were having a meeting in my office. It is true that she's in Yang's hands, but I couldn't discuss it further at our last meeting. That's to be expected. It wouldn't do to have the others realize how important she is. However, we need to have her back with us as soon as possible. Why? The time for choosing our options was over. Even if we use some force and have to pay for it later, I can't simply leave her with Yang. Why not? Leave me alone. I fell silent. Nicholas sighed and gave a wry smile, as though he had mixed feelings. I understand. I'll think of something. I do have one more thing to talk to you about. What? About the Carmela that's been circulating in Krita and Falce. I think that's the alias of the red peony that's being distributed in Veleno. I want to stop it from spreading further in our district. No, in this town as a whole. I agree. We should contact Gilbert. Sorry. We probably should. It would be more effective than moving around on our own. I'm not his favorite. The reason why Yang hasn't killed me yet is because he's going to use me when the time is right. That's all. A few days later, I was reading a book when the door suddenly flew open. Yang, I've come to report to you. Wait, Yang's not here. No, he's not back yet. What? I told him not to go anywhere today. He told us to hurry and investigate, so we worked hard, right, Lan? Hey, Pink, when Yang comes back, can you let us know right away? That doesn't make sense, Lan. We're going to look for Yang right now. Well, there's no way for her to tell us, huh? Exactly. Come on, let's go and find him. I'm sure Yang is somewhere around here. You're right. No one saw him leave the place. The twins leapt out just as they came in, leaving in search of Yang. I was left in the room for a while. I suddenly remembered something and closed the book I was reading. I was right. Yang was on the rooftop looking down at the city. He didn't turn around, but I knew he knew I was there. But I knew he knew I was there. Yang, Lan and Faye were looking for you. It seemed to be very urgent. I see. Yang responded, but didn't move. I couldn't help but sigh. It would likely be faster for the twins to find him up here than for Yang to move himself. Come. Huh? Yang grabbed my wrist and pulled me in. Somehow, we ended up lying down together. Oh, we're gonna get a CG. Oh, yeah. Huh? What are you doing? Stay still. But I wish he'd just tell me why he's doing this. Ever since the incident with the Visconti, I felt a distance with Yang. Rather, I suppose you could say that I had been avoiding him. It had been a while since I felt his body close to mine. Wait, is he going to sleep? Here? The afternoon sun was warm, but when the wind blew, it was a bit chilly. It really is autumn now. Huh? Don't move. Yang had suddenly pulled me in closer and whispered in my ear. Ugh. I could feel his warmth in the chilly air. Wait, was he trying to warm up? Yang appeared to be sleepy and even spoke less than usual. When I was first brought here, it was nighttime. On a sunny afternoon like this, I could see the church in the distance. Ugh. The warm sun felt nice, and eventually I began to feel sleepy as well. Ah! I opened my eyes slightly and gasped. Yang's face was even closer than before. Awake? You were quite active today. What did you do to me, sir? Huh? Come to think of it, I think I reached out to him for warmth because I started to shiver. Was I the one who grabbed onto Yang? I'm going back to the room. I hurriedly looked away and got up from Yang. Do as you wish. Yang spoke in an uninterested tone. It seems like Yang woke up before me. Was he waiting for me to wake up? He's a cat playing with his food. The creep. We love it. No, that can't be. About a month passed since I had been abducted by the Lao Shu. I hadn't been able to return to the church yet, so I was worried about how everyone was doing. And I saw Elena the other day. So many things were uncertain that I couldn't see the future. I wanted to stop thinking. I wanted to go home. Despite those thoughts, I had no choice but to remain here. Today's tea is Da Hong Pao. It's pretty sweet and has a strong aroma. It's so sweet and aromatic, so it's just so good. This tea is rare and very expensive. Drink it carefully. It really does smell good. Lan and Fei poured the tea, and I arranged the snacks. There were fried sesame balls along with bakanoto that the twins requested me to make. Huh? Bakanoto, a confection from Italy's Apulia region. The pastry is made of a thick tart dough filled with syrup and cream. Okay. Thank you, terminology. I made 2 types of bakanoto. One with cherry jam and one with ricotta cheese. Please help yourself. Ah, it looks so yummy. The sugar looks like pretty snow. Everyone reached for the snacks. Girly, your snacks are always delicious. They look pretty good too. You think so? They're not bad, but I prefer the snacks from the old country. If you're gonna complain, you don't have to eat it. I'll eat it for you. Lan's right. Don't complain if you're getting snacks, y'all. Just enjoy them. It's okay, Lan. Everyone should just eat what they prefer. Here, there are some sesame balls too. You don't have to eat everything. Well, I guess so. If you say so. While everyone was arguing, Yang never joined in, quietly sipping on his tea and eating the snacks. I made quite a few different snacks already, but he never once said they were delicious. However, he had never expressed a dislike for them either. I guess he likes it in his own way, or maybe he doesn't care about the taste? Come to think of it, Lan, Faye, do you know where Orlok went? I was going to invite him today, but he seems to not be in his room. Beats me. He leaves from time to time, so he's not around every day. Don't worry about that guy. Let him do what he wants. I still couldn't help but care about him. He used to pray at the church a lot. I don't think he's a bad person. But it's not like I'm close to him either. Have you ever heard of the person whom the angel left the message? I remember he asked me that very intently back at the church. He must be very devout. After I was done serving, I looked up and my eyes met Yang's. His gaze and demeanor told me to come. Yes, sir. I hesitated but walked over. He pulled me close and made me sit on his lap as usual. This has become the norm, so none of the Lao Shu made mention of it anymore. These snacks are so tasty. I'm so happy. I think you've been gaining weight, Lan. That's not true. Yang, about the next deal. We'll be ready soon. I see. I bet that's something I can report to the yappy bastards. I'm currently waiting on word from the mainland. Everything should proceed accordingly unless something happens. I stayed silent, minding my own business. I was on Yang's lap when he looked at me. You didn't eat anything. Huh? Eat something too. But I feel bad eating on top of your lap. I might dirty your clothes. You always eat on my lap. That's only when you force me to. I couldn't possibly say that to Yang. I gave up and chose a snack. I wonder which one will have the fewest crumbs. I chose a bun with meat in it that looked easy to eat and started to nibble on it. It was perfectly salted, and the ground meat and tea together gave a refreshing taste. I'm getting used to this. Of course, I'm still scared of Yang and not always comfortable, but I don't know what to do. All right. Okay. So, I'm worried if we stay preoccupied with Yang, we're gonna die. Because that's a very real possibility. But if we keep our eyes and ears open, we can be useful. But also, if we don't pay attention to Yang, he's gonna get mad. Also, if we hear stuff we're not supposed... Oh my god. This is stressful. God damn it. I snuck a peek at Yang, who was having a conversation with one of his men. Though his eyes were sharp, they seemed rather bored. His eyelashes were long. His white skin had no freckles and looked very smooth, like porcelain china. Maybe the reason he always looked so uninterested was because the shape of his eyebrows. The red tattoo under his left eye seemed meaningful. Maybe something related to his culture? What's the matter? It can't be that interesting to look at my face. Pink really likes Yang. Okay, I think this was the bad choice. Oh god. What? That's not true. I snapped out of my daze quickly and denied it. Ever since the man from the Visconti was killed here, Yang hasn't lost his temper since. In fact, he's been rather nice lately. I knew there was no way the leader of the Lao Shu could be a good guy, but being by his side like this, seeing him quiet and calm, made my heart waver a little. Nope, girl, don't waver. We need to be smart about this. I felt my heart beating restlessly. It was a complicated feeling. Hey Yang, you seem to only be eating the snacks she made. You like it that much? We want some too, but you'll eat it all. I can eat more than Western pastries. Hey. Yang used his chin to give me a command. Huh? This? I was confused, but tried handing him the steamed bun I had in my hand. Without thinking twice, Yang picked up my half-eaten snack and put it into his mouth. Ah, you guys pretty much kissed. We've kissed before. It's fine. Woo woo, you're so in love. Since when did you guys get so close? You need to tell me these things. What? We're not like that. What? You wanted a real kiss on the lips then? I do. Mwah, 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 mwah. No, thank you. Yang played it cool and peered into my eyes. At this rate, he may really kiss me. I rushed to get off his lap and gather the empty cups on a tray. I'll go pour us some more tea. With that, I left. Did Yang change, or did I? Although it was small, I felt it signaled a change about to happen. At least, I felt we had become closer than ever. If it's now, could I consult him about Elena? At night, Yang didn't return to the room despite the late hour. I decided I wanted to talk to him, but I couldn't just wait around for him to arrive. I headed to the rooftop. Yang's shadow emerged under the starry sky against the backdrop of the shiny neon lights. There was no way Yang wouldn't know I was here. However, he never once turned around. It reminded me of the first time we met. Why do you always come to the rooftop? No reason. I just do what I want. I don't need to make excuses for every little thing I do. If you want to know why I do things, use your head and ask yourself. Yang spoke in an obstinate way, unwilling to explain his actions. Yang? I heard that much, and I think I understood. During my days here, it did seem like Yang was living in the moment. It was evident by his intense mood swings, which he had no desire to control. So why did you come here? I know you're not lonely sleeping alone. I wanted to talk to you about something, about my friend who was at Lee's. I chose my words carefully and explained to Yang the situation Elena was in. After hearing me out, Yang looked away and thought. So are you asking me to save that woman? I thought you were the only one who could. There is no reason to do so. I was hoping my relationship with Yang would help, but I was shown how naive I was. Besides, her situation could be worse. What do you mean by... I'm going to bed. Let's go back to the room. Yang didn't answer me. He grabbed my arm and pulled me away from the rooftop. Yang ended up not telling me anything more than that. The following day, Lan and Faye took me to walk around Valeno. Running errands together like this is fun, isn't it? Yes, it's a good way for me to get my mind off of things. We chatted as we walked, when suddenly we heard someone yelling on the other side of the street. What's going on? Sounds like a fight. Lan, do you know who they are? A man with bloodshot eyes was shouting something at a boy. Hey, you just stepped on my foot. What? I told you I didn't. You're lying. I know you stepped on me. You stole my drug. What? What are you talking about? I don't know. Neither seem to be Lao Shu men. I thought so. Then let's leave them. We got errands. We gotta run errands. You shouldn't keep looking. It'll only be worse to get involved. Right. I nodded awkwardly and followed the twins. But I just couldn't help but worry that the two of them were about to get into a brawl. Hey, is there anything you want to buy today? A book? Or something with a panda? Just some ingredients for our snacks. I don't need anything else. Really? You don't have to hold back. Yang gave me a lot of money. He has to provide for you since he's keeping you, and you have to have what you need. Do you think so? Yep. As we were walking, I saw someone lying in the middle of the road. Ah! Pink. They're dead already. Oh, I was about to run over to the person when Faye coldly stopped me. The man had blood coming out of his mouth and a frozen, anguished look on his face. Ah, this is because of the red peony. They took too much. Seriously? There's so much of it going around lately. What's up with his dead body? Yeah, I saw him shouting earlier, but then he started to feel pain. In the end, he bit his tongue, and now he's gone. Jeez, I just lost my appetite. A man is dead, people. All right, let's hurry and finish our shopping. We'll be late for Yumcha. Lan doesn't give a damn. She's like, ba ba ba. Yumcha, nom nom nom. He ended up like that because of drugs. I thought about Elena. Reply. Gilbert Redford. Senor Redford, Senor Falzone has arrived. The casino director led Dante into the room. Yo, Dante, I was just thinking I needed to reach out to you. He looked at the director, who bowed deeply and left the room. Judging by your expression, I believe you already know what this is about. Yeah, something tells me there will be no end to the trouble in this town if we allow the Lao Shu to do whatever they want. Exterminating the rats will be more effective if we team up with the Falzones. What do you think, Dante? What do you think, Dante? We can't ignore them anymore. That's my answer. They're coming for my man. I thought about Elena. In that moment, I saw him as her. Elena, please. I wanted to save her somehow. I suddenly felt anxious, realizing that the time Elena had left was limited. Another day. It was time for Yumcha. Today's tea is shu hoisin tea. It smells sweet, but it tastes a little bitter, so it balances itself out. I made tartil. It's simple but delicious. Okay. A hard-baked bread adored by Italy's Apulia and Campania regions. Okay. Oh my god. I can't pronounce things, y'all. It's hard. So hard. What? That looks so good. Let's eat. Lan and Faye immediately reached out for the tartail. The two were eating quietly, and then suddenly they looked at each other. Pink, Do you feel sick? Huh? This is a little burnt. But only a little. It's not like we can't eat it. Actually, it has a nice aroma, so I think it's good. I like it. But it's still the first time you've ever burnt anything. Is something wrong? No, I'm fine. It's nothing. Thanks, you two. Is that so? By the time Yamcha was served, a few men had entered the cafeteria. Trickery. Others. I don't know what's going on, but she seems a little glum. A reason for her to feel down. I got it. It must be love. From what I see, I don't think that's it. Maybe because she hasn't gone out much lately, she's starting to feel depressed. You think? If I remember correctly, we just went out with her yesterday. Well, if that's what you think, maybe you can invite her to go shopping, Lan. That's not bad, but... Oh, I've come up with an even better idea. A boat date. That's so romantic, don't you think? I think I know what you mean, but I don't think it'll end up being that romantic. Oh no. By the time Yamcha was served, a few men had entered the cafeteria. Amongst them was Lee. He must be joining today's meeting. Everyone was beginning to sit down, but it seemed to be some time before the meal was started. I took a deep breath and approached Lee, who was standing near the entrance. Oh no! Baby girl! You can't do this! May I ask how Elena is doing? You're from the other day. Ah, that's right. You knew that woman, didn't you? She's still at my place. She's a convenient toy. She's giving me a good time. Kill him! In game. His answer made me dizzy. Please, let her go back to the church. Go back? She seems to be having a good time, especially since I'm taking care of her. I hate you. But Elena's... If I return her, I won't have a toy anymore. Are you going to take her place? What? If you're going to come to my place in her stead and show me a good time, that... No! You're gross. Stay away from me. I guess I can let her go. What do you say? I didn't know what to say. You understand? Your act of bravado was fueled by an empty sense of justice. You don't even plan on sacrificing yourself. You best keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth out of my way. Oh. I didn't know when Yang had arrived, but he was standing behind Lee. Enough with your prattling. Hurry up and sit. Oh, I love him. Yes. Lee answered to Yang and rushed to sit down. Yang sat down in his chair and looked over at me, motioning for me to come. Did he just save me? There was a chance that Lee really was in his way, but it felt like he saved me a little. Listen, Yang doesn't like when other people threaten to break his toys. That's all it was. He doesn't love us. I know better. I will handle the next deal. Huh? But you said that you'd leave everything to me because the motherland was annoying. And you want to join the deal now? What's gotten into you? I've put it all on you for a while. Why don't you take a break for once? I'll take over your job. I'm telling you, I'll take over this deal. Why aren't you happy? Is there some kind of problem? No, not at all.
Hey, excuse me. If Lee isn't going, I want you to take Pink with you. She is your woman. She can be there for the deal, right? What? Me? I was startled at the twins' sudden suggestion. Being present during a mafia deal was something I wished to avoid as much as possible. Correct. Very well. What? I would rather stay behind if possible. However, you two will not need to accompany us. I don't need a guard. I do. I very much do, sir. Yang ignored me and spoke to the twins. Aw, that's boring. I wish I could go too. Don't complain. Besides, you weren't going to be present at the deal anyway. Okay, we'll stay behind. Lan sulked, sounding disappointed, and the topic shifted to business. Yang received a few more reports, then the meeting was over. Some left promptly, some stayed behind. The reactions were varied, but Lee looked troubled and immediately returned, taking his men with him. Hey, come here. Yang, what's the matter? What is it? What is it? Yes, you need us, right? I don't know what for, but you need us, right? Leave it to us. Oh, they're so cute. I love them so much. The twins happily came over, and Yang took them outside of the dining hall. I still couldn't gather my thoughts. Resentment. This is gonna be Lee. Yeah, he's so angry. Lee? Oh, good. Welcome back. I've been waiting for you all this time. So noisy. Shut up. Ah! I'm sorry, Lee. I'm sorry for not being a good girl. Elena, you're the best girl. You're the best girl. He's the worst. Absolutely the worst. I said, shut up. I can't believe Yang is going to the deal. That messes up my whole plan. I can't have him learn about that. I need to cover it up. I need something. Lee? Damn it. Damn you, Yang. I still couldn't gather my thoughts. Why would I be going? With my thoughts still muddled, I started to clean up after the meal. 2 days after meeting at the base. Whoa. The ship carried us from the quiet night harbor. The ship carrying us... Why can't I read? Oh my God. The ship carrying us from the quiet night harbor departed offshore. Got it. Yes. The boat rocking, the waves crashing. It was all new to me. The deal was on a boat.
I muttered to myself when suddenly Yang took my chin and forced me to look at him. Oh, hello. Your eyes are shining differently. You like the boat that much? Well, he must have noticed that I secretly enjoyed the experience. I know I shouldn't be happy, considering the circumstances, but it was my first time on a boat. I don't mind. If you're my woman, I'd rather you have the courage. Sorry about that. Yang's smile seemed different. It wasn't his usual sneer, but a natural expression that showed he was enjoying himself. Why is my heart pounding? We get regular shipments from the mainland. They're all shipments of guns and drugs, things we can't bring through normal routes, so the ships can't be docked. So, you're smuggling things in? A part of me was in shock, and Yang's eyes thinned as if he were having fun. You're quick. Yeah, I am. I'm smart. I had a feeling that it wasn't a normal business deal. This was a true crime scene. As I realized it, my heart began to grow heavy. I had become accustomed to being at Yang's side, but I still hated the violence and the drugs that caused people pain. Chapter 5. Unexpected. Is something unexpected gonna happen? Okay, we're gonna save. And I am gonna be right back because I need to get up and stretch. Sorry, I had to stop and give my cat some treats, so. Oh, I'm saving again. Back. The ship set sail, avoiding the reef and the shadows of the rocky cliffside. There was a boat waiting for us there. I never knew such a place existed. You can't see it from the port. The Laoshu seem to be importing illegal items from their home country. When the two boats approached one another, the crew sent a rope and planks between them. Now, it's time for the deal. Hold on to my arm to show them you belong to me. Don't look so unwilling. You'll make me want to push you over. Okay, sir. That's not funny. I couldn't hide my distaste as I took his arm. Yang smiled as if he were having fun. Using the boards connecting the ships, the mainland crew crossed over to us. They and Yang spoke together in Chinese. I have no idea what they're talking about. I felt a little uncomfortable. After they spoke, the Laoshu men guided the messengers back to the back of the boat. They want to check the shipment. Come with us. Oh. This was when I truly understood. Their deal wasn't just receiving products, but an exchange of something as well. So, Would it be money? Or what? From one of the cabins that the Lao Shu opened, a girl came tumbling out. The girl seemed desperate as she grabbed onto a member nearby. Oh, yeah, yeah. Trigger warnings, guys. Watch the trigger warnings. Carmela, give me some Carmela. Hey, don't come out without permission. Go back inside and wait. No, I don't want to. Please, I'll do anything. The girl's hair was messed up and she started to scream. Ugh. The member clicked his tongue, kicking the girl and roughly throwing her back inside. Wait. The shipment. My unpleasant feelings gradually became real. I felt myself go pale. I timidly looked over at Yang, who casually said something unbelievable to me. Western women sell for a high price in Asia. Sell for a high price? The young ones nowadays just leave what they once call home without a hint of remorse. Yes. Last month my friend Viola left, and this month it was Eliza. Both of them came to the church to tell us of their departure. I suppose they were excited to see the city. I realized another possibility. I couldn't hide my confusion and awkwardly spoke up. There have been many girls disappearing from Berlin lately. Everyone assumed that they wanted to leave this boring town and go to the city, but... Clever girl. Yang! Stop it! My heart hurts. I remembered that I asked him to save Elena once before. Besides, her situation could be worse. This was what he must have meant back then. He must be saying that Elena was better off here than the fate that this girl will face. I was standing face to face with the depths of darkness that existed in this town. Not only were they dealing in weapons and drugs, but they also sold live humans as products. I realized that the Lao Shu were dabbling in more inhumane business than I imagined. That's horrible. Those girls, they did nothing wrong. How could you addict them to drugs to imprison them and then sell them to another country? I'm sure none of them ever wished for a fate like this. I was so angry and sad and completely helpless. I couldn't contain my frustration. I pressed Yang, but he remained silent. His face drew near, almost to the point where it could touch mine. His golden eyes looked straight at me, and he whispered in a low and threatening tone. Be quiet. Hi, Eve. How are you? I just found out that Redhead here is selling people. So that's fun. To think so much of others, you must not understand your own situation. It seems you've forgotten your position here. Yang sneered, and his eyes narrowed as if he were testing me. You're doing okay. That's good. I'm doing okay too. I had a migraine for like 2 days, like a bad migraine. So, but I've recovered now. I'm actually feeling awesome today. I had like 2 weeks of on and off migraines, but like small ones and medium ones, but the last 2 days were like rough ones. And then today I have no migraine finally. It's not that. I know that telling you won't change your mind, nor would it save them. But even so, seeing such a horrible thing unfold in front of me, I can't just watch and say nothing. My heart felt so much pain. My eyes welled with tears. The Lao Shu and you are too cruel. Do you not realize that? That's not good or loud. I know. Well, hopefully things are going to get better, but we'll see. For a second, his eyes wavered slightly. You believe it's only natural to understand this? I see. So you're saying I lack it? Yes, baby. You lack empathy. I'm so sorry that you're just now finding out. Yang? I couldn't understand what he was saying. My brows furrowed, and just then... Ah! Suddenly a loud sound roared into my ears, and the ship began to shake. No, I can't stay up. The boat shook roughly, and I lost my balance. I almost fell into the deck when... Yang held my waist with his arm, as if I were a piece of luggage he was holding steady. He muttered as though the rumbling roar didn't bother him at all. They're here. Faster than I expected. What's going on? Shut your mouth. Ah! Don't tell me to shut up. Actually, okay, it's fine. Still holding on to me, Yang jumped into the sea. I felt a shock as if I were being stabbed by needles all over, but I couldn't scream. I realized it was the cold of the ocean water. The muffled roar sounded again, and I was swept away by violent currents. It hurts! As the currents calmed, my waist was grabbed. The Yang had pulled me up out of the water, and I desperately gasped for air. Focus on breathing out, or you'll swallow seawater. I followed his suggestion, breathing out as I looked around for the ship. The boat we were on was burning red against the darkness of the night. What happened to the girls on the boat? Girl, we're in the ocean right now. We're gonna drown. I looked carefully and saw a silhouette or two coming out of the boat's cabins, but I didn't hear anyone jump in. I couldn't do anything. Prospect. Dante Falzone. Oh, there she blows. Told you we were right to come here. Gilbert held the binoculars in one hand as he spoke in a happy mood. That's Germany's invention, all right. Back in the Great War, it supposedly sunk 36 boats. Pretty fun toy, don't you think? No! Germany's invention. A reference to the explosive device designed by a German chemist, better known as the pencil bomb. It was made from a cylinder internally separated by a circular copper disc. The bomb would explode when the acids in the chamber mixed with the erosion of the copper disc. Okay? The Great War. A great European war spanning from 1914 to 1918. So the First World War. Gilbert smiled with satisfaction, and I looked straight at him. However, there was a slight difference from what I anticipated. It took longer between the explosion and when the engine ignited. Only 10 or 20 seconds. That's not a gap. But we're dealing with Yang. Those seconds could give him enough warning to escape. We cannot say this mission was a success until we find his body. Right. Well, looks like it's time to send our boats for phase 2. We'll have our men look for Yang's body and see if there's any survivors nearby. They tried to kill me. Well, they tried to kill Yang, but not me. I couldn't do anything. I felt suffocated by how powerless I was. I could only watch as the flames lit the night sky and smoke rose from the ship. The ship we were on had suddenly exploded, and the ship alongside it had sunk as well. The autumn night had chilled the seawater. In the piercing cold, I wondered what would become of us. Just then, a new boat arrived and pulled Yang and me out of the water. That was some explosion. These children are so excited that a boat exploded. Not that I almost died. They don't care about that. Really? It was like a fireworks show. Lan was talking with excitement and approached us with a large bath towel. And she swiftly patted my drenched body. But I still couldn't stop shaking. My whole body was shaking, and my teeth chattered violently. The fear of almost dying combined with the freezing cold was nearly unbearable. Let's dry you off. We need to warm you up fast or you'll freeze to death. Thank you for that. I couldn't answer Lan. I just looked at Yang. I desperately tried to keep my lips from trembling as I spoke. What happened back there? Yang was drying his wet body with a towel and answered matter-of-factly. I assume it was either the foul zone or Redford. Actually, it could be both. I'm sure they were trying to get me killed. They think that if I die, the Laoshu would collapse. But they blew up a whole ship. Did they not realize there were girls in there who were completely innocent? Yang smiled. Don't underestimate them. There's no way they didn't know that. But most of all, I suppose there was one thing they didn't anticipate. Yang muttered and glanced over at me. With this incident, I felt like everything I knew about this world came crashing down. I thought both the foul zone and the Visconti wouldn't cause harm to the civilians. They would never hurt the kind, religious people of Berlin. They weren't like the Laoshu. Or so I thought. At the end of the day, they too were mafia. The Berlin Mafia were criminals, not a charitable institution. I was given a stern reminder of that fact. But who would have thought they had explosives? I wonder where they got their intel. Truly interesting. Not only did they know how we deal and the location, but the exact date and time. That was unexpected. Was it? Oh, sweetie. Yang grinned. Why are you having fun? I almost died, sir. Really? That was unexpected. Really? Are you doubting me? Yang looked down at me, as if trying to read my thoughts. You seem to know that an attack was about to occur. The reason Faye and Lan came over so quickly was because you had them on standby, right? I can't help but think you expected this attack from the very start. Yang stared at me quietly and eventually smiled. I never thought this before, but I feel like you and I are alike. Sir! Don't compare me to you. What a compliment. Congratulations, Pink. I'm surprised too. I've never heard Yang say a thing like that to a woman. Excuse you, sexist little child. Is this something to be happy about? If we return to the port, I'm sure there are men waiting there who will shoot us. They must be sending boats out now to find my body. I'll find your body. Then what are we going to do? Fortunately, the moon is hiding tonight. We can go north and dock outside the city. We'll return to Berlin by foot. Got it? I'll tell the others. By the time we had gotten to the small village off the coast of Berlin, the clouds had shifted and the moon became visible. We quietly brought the ship to shore, and the twins got on land first. It would be wasteful to dispose of the boat here. Stand by until things settle down. Wait for my word and bring the boat back to Berlin. Be sure to put it on maintenance. Understood, Yang. The person who was maneuvering the boat nodded firmly. We managed to find an inn in the village. Lan and Faye said they didn't want to be separated, so I was paired with Yang. The simple room had a window through which the starlight shone faintly. Even after I got in bed, I couldn't stop thinking about the explosion. I couldn't sleep. Please, let those girls make it out safely, even if it's just one person. I knew it was a faint hope, but I couldn't help but pray. Before I knew it, Yang had gotten up. He leaned with his back to the wall, looking up as he laughed and sighed. I can't sleep. When I heard him mutter that, did I miss something? He just can't sleep, right? ... As soon as I heard his faint muttering, I felt a chill run down my spine. He must... The reason he can't sleep, it must be because... It's because he must be really excited. Sir! Putting his own life at risk. No, that's not it. Many people were sacrificed today. He doesn't feel guilty about it, nor does he fear what happened. The quiet moonlight shone down on him, and he looked like a gorgeous statue, but also like a monster that was hungry for blood. Of course, I couldn't call out to him. The following morning, we all gathered to discuss what to do from here. Search. Dawn broke after a night of investigation. We checked all the damaged ships. We also recovered a few survivors. But we couldn't find Yang or those who were with him during the trade. I knew it wouldn't be easy to find Yang's corpse in the night sea, but it really wasn't easy after all. Nicola, be sure to station watch guards on the roads leading into Berlin. Got it. You don't think it's pointless? Avoiding that explosion in our ships wouldn't have been easy. Normally I'd agree, but that guy is different. It's better to be safe than sorry. We will return to Berlin in 2 to 3 days. Yeah, sometimes it's fun to be outside town, but it gets boring after a while. And if Yang's gone too long, there might be some guys who will start to do what they want. Really? Will it be safe? I couldn't help but be anxious, but Yang looked back at me with cold eyes. If the boat was targeted at the exact date and time of the deal, then that means someone's leaking information to the enemy, like a spy. Yang responded casually. Not that big of a threat. Oh. That said, it provides some entertainment. Better than nothing happening at all. Yang! Be better. If I don't return soon, I may be late to the festivities. I'd hate to miss that. It's not normal to want to dive into such a dangerous environment. I was once again reminded how dangerous Yang was. Hey, Yang. If yesterday's attack was related to the Falzone and Visconti, won't they get in our way going home? Yeah, it won't be easy to avoid them. There's only one road into Berlin from here. I'm sure they'll be guarding it real good. Then we won't be stupid enough to walk down that road. Scheming. Oh, it's Lee again. I hate him. Ever since getting word of what happened, I couldn't stop laughing. That explosion was crazy. There's no way Yang would survive that. I didn't think it'd go that easily. Now the Laoshi was mine, and I can move up even further in the Li Huan Hu. Ha ha ha. Lee, you seem happy. Yeah, I'm in a good mood today. Everything went my way. I knew you were capable of doing anything, Lee. Smart words for a stupid toy. I hate you, Lee. I will treat you today. Elena, come. Really? I'm so happy. Yeah, you wanted more, right? Yes, you're amazing, Lee. You know everything about me. Haha, of course. I'm a man soon to be at the top of the Li Huan Hu. At the time, I didn't realize what Yang meant. A few days later, we left the inn and entered the forest. Wait, everyone. Yang and the others didn't think twice as they walked into the forest. You all aren't from here, so you wouldn't know, but there are wolves in this forest. It'll be dangerous if we go in. Is it dangerous? Huh? It'll be fine. Wolves don't scare us. Are you scared? Then you should just stick right behind Yang. Okay. Okay. I couldn't just stand at the edge of the forest, so I timidly followed them inside. Yang stopped suddenly. What is it? Don't tell me. Seems like it's here to hunt. As he said that, I heard a low, beastly growl. I started to step back, and Yang must have noticed. Without turning, he said, "Wolves surround their prey. If you separate from the group, it'll eat you from behind." That's dirty. Ah! Stay behind me. Stay by me. From beyond the grassy area, a large gray creature came forward. A few dozen wolves surrounded us, looking for a meal. Let's do this. Haha, it's been a while since we've hunted. Let's flash. I could hear Lan swinging her dragon blade and crushing the wolf's bones. Faye then swung his lancet, flying in the air and easily dodging the wolf's fangs. His blades were like a beast's claws. He sliced through the wolf's flesh and bones, gorging out their intestines. Vivid! In an instant, there were a pile of corpses laid around Yang. Lan, behind you. I know that. Lan kicked the wolf, who attacked from behind. But the wolf didn't back down, baring its fangs even more until Faye's lancet pierced it. Ah! I cowered, seeing all the blood splatter. This is a violent route. I mean, it is the Yandere route, so that makes sense. He seemed to notice me gasp and look back at me for a second. But he said nothing and continued to wield his Shuang Gao. I noticed something. I was close to him, close enough to grab his clothes, but his blade never grazed me. Is he worried about me behind him? It may be a coincidence, but even then, until all the wolves fell to the ground, he had protected me all the way through. We encountered a few more packs of wolves, but managed to get through the forest. Yang and the twins walked along the unpaved road without a problem. Ah! I tripped on a root and almost fell over. It was getting dark, and I wasn't able to navigate the path as quickly. Not only that, but I was getting tired from walking so long. But I can't fall behind. Stop. We're going to sleep here tonight. What? You don't want to? Isn't it dangerous to sleep out in the wild? We need to get out of the woods as soon as possible. True. If we walk through the night, we'll be able to Berlone by daybreak. But you cannot walk anymore. That's not true. You can't. I'll carry you. But if you make me needlessly... I can carry you, but if you make me needlessly fatigued, you're going to have to pay for it somehow. Pay for it? I only had bad feelings about it. I sighed a little and then apologized with honesty. I'm sorry for slowing you all down. If we could please rest here for tonight. I don't mind. I never expected you to have the same physical strength as us. Can I say something? What is it? Lan isn't around. What? It's your job to take care of her. That's true, but she was walking around earlier. But now that I'm looking around, she's gone. What do? We need to go find her. Don't you move. You'll just get lost. But Yang... Don't worry about her. Leave her be. She'll catch up with us. In such a deep forest, I couldn't imagine her finding us so easily. I was worried, but both Yang and Faye didn't seem to be bothered at all. Will she really be okay? You guys. I finally caught up. Where did you go, Lan? It's almost time for dinner, right? I was looking for things to eat. Lan, I know it's pointless to say this now, but from now on, tell me before you do something like that. Hey. I'm so glad Lan is safe. I sighed with relief. Yang didn't seem particularly interested. He was sitting against a nearby tree. So, what did you find, Lan? Ta-da! Lan took something out of her pocket. More things scattered onto the ground. A snake. It'll be good when it's cooked. That's not a bad find, Lan. Insects. They'll be good when they're cooked. Right. Look. When you boil this one, it turns red and tastes like shrimp. Oh, and this yellow hornworm is sweet if you eat it raw. Huh? You look pale. Are you okay? Oh, she may be sleepy. She seems very tired. I was born and raised in the town of Berlone. I never imagined sleeping in the forest of wolves. Ugh. The morning rays shone through the trees, and a cool breeze grazed my cheeks. I'm in a forest. Oh. I got focused, y'all. Completely zoned into my game. Sorry. Let me drink some coffee. Yummy coffee. Nom 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 nom. Coffee. I remembered everything that had happened, and I tried to get up, but I couldn't move somehow. You're up? Yang? Why? For some reason, he was holding me on his lap. Of course he was. It's your fault for fainting. You can at least be useful by warming me up.
Then, were you holding me all night?
We're leaving now. Yang didn't answer me and let me go.
Where are Lan and Faye?
I made them go scope things out ahead. There's a chance that the Foul Zone men may be coming into the forest for their search. Yang stood as he said that, and for some reason he reached out towards me.
Huh?
Give me your hand.
Huh?
A night in the forest may have fatigued you more. If you walk in that state, you could trip. He seemed willing to lend me his hand. I couldn't believe that he was being kind and stayed silent for a little while, but...
Thanks.
I awkwardly reached out for his hand. It was warmer than mine. Oh, it's a very cute CG. Her dress is so pretty. Yang silently began to walk, and I followed. We proceeded through the woods again.
Yang?
What is it?
What's going to happen to me when we get to Berlin? Will I return to the Lao Shu, or will I be able to return to the church one day?
All I can say is it depends on the situation, on how the Foul Zone and the Visconti decide to move.
Of course.
His vague response made me feel depressed. Suddenly, Yang stopped and turned around. But despite being in the shadows of the deep forest, his golden eyes shone boldly and looked as if he could see right through me. Don't plan on letting my things go.
I'm not a thing, I'm a person, sir. Please remember that. I am a person. I have a name. Does that mean I can no longer go home? But I couldn't ask him. But for some reason, I didn't hate Yang's words as much as I used to. I just hate that he called me a thing instead of referring to me as a person. Even if he held my hand, I no longer found myself wanting to shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. That evening, thanks to Lan and Faye drawing away the watchguard near the entrance of the woods, we were able to avoid a battle and return to the safety of Berlin. We're finally back. I felt nostalgic at the sight of Valeno. As I breathed a sigh of relief, Yang suddenly smiled and muttered, "So, how should we go about this?" I didn't know what Yang was thinking, but his eyes twinkled as if he were having fun. We entered the Lao Shu base, and I could hear voices from the dining hall. "Hey, are you sure we can just take action? I think we should wait for Yang to It's pointless to wait for him. Besides, I can lead the Lao Shu more effectively." "Can you, Li?" "From now on, I'm the head of the Lao Shu. There's no point in waiting for the dead to come back to life, right?" "Oh, did someone die?"
We must prepare for his funeral then. It's meaningless to have a funeral. His body disappeared into the seaweed. Huh? Yang, what are you doing here? Lee's eyes grew wide in shock, and Yang sneered. What do you mean? I've returned to my place. I don't need a reason. Sorry for being out so long. You can go. Yes, I'm glad you're safe. Lee spoke in a barely audible tone. That was nothing. Barely eased my boredom. Besides, I couldn't leave my woman behind. Yang gave a mysterious smile and spoke in a low voice. Even if it's a joke, it wasn't a good one. That night of the attack, I had a glimpse of the darkness inside of him, something I wouldn't ever understand. Because of that, I couldn't just accept his words for what they were. I'm just glad you're safe. I thought you were dead. Lee eventually gained back his composure and looked back at Yang. I was thinking I had to take over after you, so I was doing my best. Yang ignored Lee and calmly sat down in his usual chair. Talk. Yes, sir. Dealing with the mainland will be postponed indefinitely. We wouldn't be able to handle another bomb. The next ship won't arrive until things settle down in this town. Also, the Falzone and the Visconti are starting to move. They think that you're dead. They seem to be serious about driving us out of Boulogne. Our men who frequent the bars in Falche and Creta have been being beat up already. In addition, many of our men have already been murdered. Oh, and Orlok is missing. I see. Yang nodded lightly and closed his eyes. After a brief moment, he opened them again. Knowing Orlok, I'm sure he's not dead. But he was never a member of the Lao Shu. It's pointless bringing him back. Let him do what he wishes. I already know his next move. Anyway. Yang's golden eyes glimmered brightly. If our men die for the Lao Shu, we must send them off properly. His eyes thinned slightly as he muttered somewhat happily. The next day, Yang went out to look around Veleno. He wanted to know what the situation was after a few days of his absence. In the meantime, I was left alone in my room.
Panda! I see him. Look at Panda.
I hadn't been in this room for a while. We weren't gone very long, but I already felt some nostalgia in returning. My home isn't here, it's the church, but when I thought about the church, I naturally started to think about Elena, too. She should still be at Lee's. Ever since I saw Elena like that, there wasn't a day I didn't think about her. Even when we were walking back to Boulogne, I prayed over and over for my dear friend to return safely. Veleno seemed like it wasn't much different compared to before we left, but surely there's something in this place I can't see. I looked down at Veleno through the window. I took a deep breath, making up my mind and leaving the room. Faye, Lan, you here? I need to talk to you. We're here. What is it? It's unusual for you to call us. I have a favor to ask of you. Huh? I want you to take me to a place in Valeno where I've never been before. A place you've never been. What do you want to see? The Laoshu distributes drugs, right? You want to see a shop that sells them? I mean, we can take you there, but why? I chose my words carefully. There's too much I don't know about about Yang or the Laoshu. I feel that if I see the deeper parts of Valeno, I might understand a little more. Understand? What Yang's thinking. You want to know more about Yang? I suppose so. But why do I want to know more about him? I already knew that he was dangerous. I should avoid him as much as possible. I know he's dangerous, but am I starting to have feelings for him? I thought to myself and looked down. I don't mind going. Faye, you'll come with, right? Sure. I don't have much to do anyway. I'm a guard too, so I'll tag along. Thanks. You too. Okay. I just need to get up and stretch again. So we're going to take a quick break, and I'll be back.
Let's keep going. Boop-a-doop-a-doop boop. Okay. They took me to a place near Strato. Even in Valeno, there were many buildings that had fallen into disrepair. The air seemed smoky, and it's dim. You should cover your mouth with this. It might be a little hard to breathe. Lan handed me a handkerchief and showed me by holding it against her nose and mouth. Try not to breathe too deeply. There are customers who breathe the smoke. We're used to it, but if you smell it for the first time, you'll feel dizzy. And if you don't take it directly, the side effects won't be as powerful, so don't worry. I silently put the cloth on my mouth and followed after them. At the corner, there was a rundown shop where the twins stopped. What I saw was a terrible sight that made me want to cover my eyes. In the shadows of the buildings was a young man crouched over, muttering to himself with hollow eyes. There was a woman who was skin and bones, glaring at us with bloodshot eyes. I'll say this, they're not sick. They ended up this way. They ended up like that because of the drugs. A man groaned and vomited repeatedly. A woman whose skin was torn and bleeding was ripping her hair out of her skull. They probably started because they wanted to feel good, but now they're just in pain. I looked further, and there was another person who was lying on the street, moaning and shivering. The ones lying around here will die soon. The better off ones use their homes or another hideout. This looming sense of death was too horrible to bear. The merciless scene playing out before me made my heart pound anxiously. Isn't there anything I can do? I was stunned by the terrible misery and the thought
desperately of how to help them. When we returned to the main streets, I was relieved at the familiar scenery. The shops around there are obviously illegal. Even in a town like this, it's a hassle if the cops catch you. So the shops have signs in front with different shop names. Did all those people choose to do drugs willingly? Of course. We don't choose random people and force them to take it. What you're seeing is the end of a person who was curious, then drowned in it. The shop you saw is pretty much under the Lao Shu watch, so it's one of the better ones. There are some who buy drugs from the Lao Shu and mix it with extra things in it. Those are even worse. Especially the shops who deal the red peonies. They all go mad so quickly. A lot of murders are happening for no reason lately. It happens on the daily. If you see any dead bodies in the back alleys that are chewed up, it's not by stray dogs. It's the ones addicted to the red peonies. What does Yang think about all of this? I thought about him. I wonder if he just doesn't care. Maybe he was thinking that they can do drugs or whatever they please. He must not care about how the people in the town live or what they do. I hadn't asked him his opinion on this matter, but I was close to the right answer. At least that's how I felt. I don't know if that's the right answer. After safely arriving back to the Lao Shu's base, I thanked Lan and Faye. Even after returning to my room, I couldn't forget about the scene I saw. Before I knew it, the sun had come down. I was getting ready for bed when I realized something. That's odd. They're not here either. Where did they go? What are you searching for? Oh, welcome back. As usual, Yang didn't knock when he entered, and I responded without thinking. I can't find my sleeping gown. I was honest with Yang about what I was looking for, and he threw me something wrapped. I feel like he's done this before. As I thought that, I opened it. Inside was a gorgeous pure white negligee. This was expensive. Be grateful. Wait, Yang, I can't wear this. Huh? I mean, did you look at this? It's very sheer and see-through. It was made of soft, thin silk. I knew that it would not only would my skin show through, but my underwear would be clearly visible. Rather than being sleepwear, it was practically underwear on its own. That's why I bought it. You, sir! Don't worry. I also bought some underwear to go with it. That doesn't make me feel better. Where did my sleeping gown go? In the trash. You can either wear what I bought you, or you can sleep naked. Take your pick. Sir, that is rude. Yang went off to shower, leaving me stunned. Seeing Yang walk off, I was still at a loss for words and stood frozen stiff. I tried to suppress my anxiety, sitting down on the bed with the stuffed panda in my hands. Hello, sir. It's been a while since I got to see this. Yang came out of the shower, raising his eyebrows when he saw me. What is that?
What do you mean? My panda?
It's in the way. Give it to me.
No, I really like it.
Besides, if he takes the panda away, he'll be able to see so much. I wore the lingerie thinking it'd be better than being naked, but I didn't have the courage to expose myself in this kind of clothing. I gave this to you in the first place, so I can do as I please with it.
But it's also something you gave to me, so I can do as I please with it too, right?
I didn't know if Yang was satisfied with that answer, but he fell silent. I decided to change the subject. I went to the drug shop today. Oh, you want some drugs? Perhaps I can give it to you for free as a special offer.
I'll refrain, thank you. I went for a different purpose.
Purpose?
Because I wanted to get to know you.
I couldn't say that to his face, so without answering, I continued. I saw what was going on in Valeno, and it got me thinking. How can you allow your district to end up like this? So, did you find your answer?
I think so. I think you don't care about this town.
The more I thought about it, the more it seemed like the only logical answer. Have you not heard of the Opium Wars? Not long ago, the United Kingdom brought opium into China illegally to profit off the exploitation of 40 million addicts. I'm only returning the favor. However, our opponent isn't the United Kingdom. Before, Yang spoke about dealing drugs as if it were a form of revenge to Europe. But spending time with him, seeing how he is, I noticed something. I don't think Yang has a grudge against Europe. Besides, this country wasn't involved in the Opium Wars. He didn't seem to be the type to harbor a grudge against all the rest of Europe. He willingly ate local cuisine, although there were some Westerners in the Lao Shu. So it didn't seem like he'd be taking his revenge for past events. I asked Faye and Lan. They said you only sell drugs to those who want it. And you aren't forcing it upon people. So basically, you're just leaving the weak to fall on their own. Is that right? Yang smiled even more. Was he confirming my assumption? You have the power to save them, but you choose not to. Not because you have a grudge against them, but because you don't have any interest in most of the things around you. I won't deny that. Yang smiled briefly and reached out to me, whispering in a sweet voice. However, I am interested in you now. Show me more. Then I stopped Yang's hand and stared deep into his eyes. Show me what's inside of you. I'm not hiding anything. Go ahead and see, if that's what you wish. I want to see, but I can't. I don't understand why you think like that. I just can't understand. I connected all his words and actions so far, and I tried to imagine who Yang really was. My observations had, to a certain extent, allowed me to understand him a little. However, even if I don't know someone, I can't stand seeing them suffer or be miserable. I don't want to keep looking at them. I always think if there's anything I can do. Do you think that's hypocrisy? That's not the issue here. You were raised in the house of God, so it's natural for you. That's all there is to it. Are you saying that because you and I lived in different environments, we won't be able to understand one another? Yang smiled thinly and didn't answer me. He moved me and the stuffed panda to the side as he laid down on the bed. Yang? We're done talking. Hurry up and sleep. Oh, sir. I didn't think I could sleep. Collusion. Dante Falzone. Welcome, Senor Falzone. Senor Redford is waiting for you already. It's just the two of you tonight? Curious, Director. Who do you think you're talking to? Pardon me? How very rude of me. I love the Director. Yo, Dante, did you hear? He's alive, just as you feared. I hear he's back in town already. Yes, what a nuisance. Neither Gilbert nor I were too surprised to hear of Yang's survival. We would have to shoot a bullet into his head ourselves or he wouldn't die. That was just the kind of man he was. Speaking of which, he seemed to bring his woman onto the boat for the deal. I heard that as well. It seems she has also returned to town. Even so. Gilbert grimaced and spoke coldly. He's so useless. But I guess it was expected. Right. There's no time. Anyway, there's no next time. Anyway, Gilbert, I want to wrap up the hunt quickly. You don't mind, do you? Of course not. Let's come up with a plan. Rats are quick. We gotta exterminate them good. Hi, Rand. Oh, big stretch. What's going good? Making lots of leeway. I think I'm making good choices. I haven't died yet in the Yandere route, so we'll see what happens. I want to know about him more. Impatience. Damn it. Why can't I get a hold of him? I couldn't hold back my irritation and kicked the table in front of me. I thought the Falzone and the Visconti were going to cooperate with me. They still haven't paid for the information. Don't tell me they're going to cut me short. They promised they wouldn't attack the Lao Shu anymore once I paid and became head. But those bastards, as soon as Yang disappeared, they betrayed me. Not only were things not going my way, things were taking a turn for the worst. I couldn't help but be irritated. Why is Yang even alive at all? There was no way he could have escaped that explosion. Shouldn't the water have been freezing? They should have died. But I guess he's not normal. I was pacing back and forth in my room, deep in thought. What can I do to kill him? I need to show him. I'm in danger. I mean, you are choosing a yandere. Good choices. Good choices meaning I haven't died and I think I'm understanding him, which means I don't think I'm being played. I'm not just going with like his whims, so I'm actually challenging him, which is good for my survival. I want to know more about him. Yeah, basically. There may never come a day when I understand everything about him, but I didn't think I would ever stop wondering. Chapter 6. Inveiglement? Okay. I slowly got out of bed so I wouldn't wake Yang and looked up at the silent, starry night sky from the window. That night of the trade, a sudden noise erupted and the boat went up in flames. Even now, if I closed my eyes, I could see the red flames clearly. That's even more of a reason. I heard a rustling behind me and immediately turned around to see Yang awake. What is it? I'm sure he didn't really care. He may have asked me without thinking. Elena, I was thinking about my friend who was at Lee's place. Many innocent girls were sacrificed during that trade. Even if the explosion didn't happen, those girls had a horrible life awaiting them. I didn't know which would have been worse. When I remembered them, I couldn't help but worry about Elena's fate as well. That woman is being taken care of by Lee, right? I assume she'll be safe for a while. But a while isn't good enough. Judging by Lee's demeanor, I couldn't see him keeping Elena by his side forever. Besides, if he really cared about Elena, I don't think he would have given her drugs. Yang looked as if the answer was obvious and gave a mean smile. God damn it. I know what's coming here. And it's Yang. Hold on, I need to message someone. Are they around? Spicy warning? Then he lazily crawled out of the covers and slowly walked towards me as he spoke. What do you want to do? I can save her, but I'm not interested in philanthropy. Yes, I know. If you want to convince me, I expect something in return, Pink. What can you give me? He stopped in front of me and looked into my eyes, clearly entertained. Are you going to act like a kitten and act sweet to me? I couldn't. I don't mind. If you do a good job, I'll give you a treat. Sir! Uh, if you don't like faking it, do you truly want to become my woman? His options were too much. I looked down, and then I don't remember what's the right choice in this moment. I feel like I could be killed in this moment. Let's save. I want to look it up, but I don't want to look it up. Yeah, we're doing it. This is to save Elena. If I don't do anything, I'm sure Elena will lose her life. If this is the only thing I can do, then I. Enough with the empty talk. Huh? Yang swiftly grabbed my hips. I wanted to resist, but I forced myself to stop and hold my breath. Yang looked down at me and gave such an evil smirk. Make me want you. Sir, stop it. I'm just a poor girl. Or else, there's no way that I'll want to make your wish come true. But I wanted to refuse, but I was the one who agreed to Yang's terms. I was nervous, and with the shaking hand, I softly reached out for Yang's cheeks. Which ones? I hesitated for a second and then gently put my lips on his. Child's play. He said that, but he seemed to be in an unusually good mood and smiled. I was terribly embarrassed and looked down quietly. In the meantime, Yang's hands reached out to my sleepwear and it fell to the floor. Oh, what do I do? He was rubbing my skin and my body trembled, but it's not as bad as I expected. I was surprised at myself for not feeling hatred towards Yang for doing all of this. I realized that I had become used to being touched by him. Yang grinned as he peered into my face and asked, "You've become quiet. Have you forgotten your words?" That's not it. I couldn't think of what to say to him. I couldn't bear looking at the eyes that saw through everything and looked away. Yeah, do as you wish. Look away or stay quiet. It's up to you. You must be having fun. One of, yeah, we are, Yang. He looked down at me and his golden eyes narrowed, and he melted into a smile. Was it correct to go with Yang's idea? Don't make me question myself, okay? I still didn't know the answer, and days passed without any changes. That day, I woke up earlier than usual and was reading a book while laying on my side. Reading again. Ah! He pulled my hips back from behind, and I looked back at him. I didn't realize Yang had awoken already. Yes, the ending is sad, but I still like it. It's such a beautiful story. Beautiful. It's a love story about a young couple born into opposing families. He committed suicide even when he thought she was dead. Then she drank poison to follow him. Oh, you know it? You like this kind of things? Yes, I think it's romantic. Is that so? Come to think of it, in the story, when the lovers first meet, they didn't know each other's names. I suddenly realized something. Hey, Yang. I don't know your full name. Would you tell me? Knowing Yang should be good enough. Shouldn't be an issue calling for me. That wasn't what I meant. I realized that Yang had no desire to answer me, and I felt unsatisfied. I'm hungry. Let's go eat. He showed no signs of understanding my feelings and casually got out of bed. Hey, for the next snack, I think we should have a panettone with dried fruit. Okay. A specialty sweetbread hailing from Milano, Italy. Baked with dried fruits such as raisins and plums and brioche. Okay. I'm interested too, but I heard panettone isn't something you can make at home. You're right. Many buy it from a panteria because it's difficult to make. Huh? An unexpected guest arrived as we were cleaning up after Yumcha. Is it just you here? Where's Yang? I wanted to talk to him about work. He's not here. He's walking around Veleno. I see. I should have let him know before I came. You shouldn't let anyone know before you come. You shouldn't be coming. That's too bad. I don't think you'll be back for a while. Why don't you come by later? No, I guess I can just tell you the information. Make sure to let him know. Us? Taking orders from you? I guess. Guess it can't be helped. Tell us quickly. We're busy too, you know. Faye and Lan looked at Lee suspiciously and nodded. Hearing their response, Lee looked at me. Outsiders should leave. This is about work. Yes, of course. Die, sir. Hey, Lee, she isn't an outsider. What? She's not part of the Lao Shu. I can't let her hear about our work. Or has she become a member without my knowledge? Well, she isn't a member, so I guess you're right that she's an outsider, but... Lan, Faye, it's all right. I need to clear the dishes anyway. I'll return to my room once I'm done. Okay, I'll go hang out with you later. I nodded, picking up the empty plates and leaving the dining hall. I returned the dishes to the kitchen and head back towards my room. Ah, perfect. Lend me a hand. No! Is there anything I could help with? I tilted my head in confusion and the man spoke in a low voice. Oh, a cat got in. A cat? Yeah. It's been living here and ended up giving birth to some litter? We don't know what to do. We figured that you might know how to... What? We figured that you may know how to deal with them. Right. I guess I can be of some help. If the mother cat is nearby, don't touch the litter. She'll be alert. Why don't you come with us to see what's going on? Sure. I followed the man and stepped into one of the empty rooms. Where's the cat? Sorry about this, girlie. Ah! Before I could scream, I felt pain. Oh no, I'm being attacked. Help me. My vision blurred and I couldn't open my eyes anymore. I didn't remember anything after that. That was rude. Who punched me? Good job. Here's the money I promised. I'm sure I don't have to tell you, but don't tell anyone about this. Tell Yang immediately. Thank you. I could hear someone's voice from afar. My head feels like it's going to burst. I heard the door open and someone leaving. I ignored my body screaming in pain, somehow mustered a way to open my eyes. Ugh. My eyes thinned. The light was piercingly bright, and my headache felt even worse. After a little while, I was finally able to recognize my surroundings. This room looks familiar. You're up. How do you feel? Huh? The person's voice was familiar. Lee? I muttered his name, holding my aching head as I slowly got up. I looked at Lee, who was smiling happily. His expression clearly didn't fit the situation, and I was instantly nervous. What's going on? You abducted me? Does Yang know about this? He'll be angry when he finds out someone took what was his. You know that, right? Stop blathering. I'll be taking you now. What? His smile widened. Now? I backed onto the bed. Yang was always annoying. If he's the head, there's no future for the Lao Shu. I'm going to make the Lao Shu successful. I'm the best fit for the Li Huang Hu. And I'm going to start by making you mine. No. I don't think you should. I had experienced this firsthand. I knew how picky Yang was about his belongings. I'm a person. Good luck, Rand. Have a good stream. I'm not a belonging. I'm a person. I'm a person. I'm a person. I was serious when I warned him, but Lee just scoffed at me. Yang isn't the type to care about what happens to one or two of his women. Then that's even more of a reason that this doesn't make sense. But that's not how the Laoshu men think. If I take what's Yang's, they'll decide that I'm higher than Yang. Besides, it'll make me feel better. I don't care if you feel better, sir. I hope you die. In game. You're a scumbag. I couldn't help but shout at him. But that didn't bother Lee. He just stared at me. He reached out to me and touched my cheeks. I felt shivers all over my body. It's different from when Yang touches me. I had never felt so much disgust. Stop it. I shook my head and moved back again, away from Lee's grasp. Lee rudely stared at me as if sizing me up, looking down at me. I know why Yang wants you by his side. Hey, why don't you give up on Yang and become mine? Absolutely not. What are you saying? There's nothing you can get from Yang. He'll just throw you out like the others. If that's the case, wouldn't it be wiser to become the woman of the future leader? Lee grinned and I refused angrily. Never. Don't touch me. I mustered up the courage to yell at him. How dare you speak to me in that way? Because even I know that you won't be able to beat Yang. How dare you try to use me just to make yourself feel better? You're disgusting. I glared at him. Lee couldn't hide his irritation, and he grabbed me with strong hands. I was being nice to you. Look at what your mouth did. Oh no. Oh no. I did bad. I made a bad choice. You never had a choice. Okay. Lee angrily forced me down. Nope. Stop. Is that so? Thank you, Yang. Thank you so much. We smiled victoriously, but a deep, familiar voice resounded in the room. Oh my god. And Lee suddenly flew off of me. Huh? Confused, I looked up. Yang looked emotionless as his leg came back down to the floor. Did Yang just kick Lee? What are you doing here? Yang ignored Lee and walked up to him without any expression. He relentlessly kicked Lee. Yang kept kicking Lee in the stomach over and over. Ugh. His relentless, sharp kicks continued without stopping. Lee couldn't even scream. Yang kicked him hard once more, then stopped. Yang put his foot on Lee's head. With a cold stare, Yang looked down on Lee. I warned you. You can't just do whatever you want. Lee was covered in blood and dust. and began to erupt with laughter. It's too late for you to kill me. The Falzone and the Visconti are moving now to finish you. Once they go all out, it'll be the end for the Lao Shu. Listening to Li seemed to annoy Yang, and he just sighed. He lifted his foot from Li's head. I'm bored, he muttered, looking down at Li's head, then gave it an intense kick. Ooh, good boy. God. A disturbing sound echoed in the room. Li's body jolted once, then he finally stopped moving. To escape the sight in front of me, I averted my eyes downwards. I thought you'd let me have a little more fun, but I guess I overestimated you. The Falzone and the Visconti want to kill me. That's such old news. You were moving so obviously. What makes you think I didn't notice? It's not like I didn't know. I was just turning a blind eye. Yang looked down at Li, who wasn't moving anymore, and continued. You told Falzone and Redford that I was the root of the Red Peony. You also told them the date of the deal with the mainland and tried to get me killed. The fact is that you were selling the Red Peony without my approval. Yang kicked Li's head once more. And then, appearing to have lost interest, he finally looked at me. We're going home. No need to stay here. Thank you, baby. I couldn't respond to Yang, nor could I bring myself to nod. It wasn't the first time I saw someone die. I had seen Yang kill someone before. But seeing him be so rough, letting his emotions get the best of him, made me freeze. I wanted to get up, but I couldn't. Seeing me unable to move, Yang walked up to me without a word. He reached out to me. Oh. I felt myself jolt a little. However, Yang didn't mind my reaction as he held me in an embrace. Yang? Be quiet. He said that much, then pulled me up as we stood. And slowly, we left the room. Pink, you're safe. With weapons in hand, the twins ran up to me. Lan, Faye, you guys came too? We were all here. Yang brought us. We were going to scope out the place more and charge in together, but Yang just charged in by himself. It was a pain. Even until now, he's selfish. But he was amazing. He just plowed through Li's men, one right after another. We got rid of anyone who saw us and started a fight with us. We killed some of them, but there are still some people battling over there. What do you want to do, Yang? Get rid of them. Li tried to take what's mine. We don't need those who work against me in the Lao Shu. Get rid of them all. Okay, then we're gonna play. The murder children are gonna go have some fun. I love them. Leave the rest to us. We'll see you later. The happy twins disappeared at the end of the hallway, and Yang began to walk outside. Chapter 7. Okay, I think we're going to call it there.
I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, YouTube.